got the hidden legendary stuff.
Okay.
By either, transfusing all that stuff.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
And wrong you are, Nick.
I know.
A squat partner, huh? Yeah, I hate squats, by the way. Don't like them.
Joe frequently skips leg day.
I do my best not to. Alright, so essentially what you have to do in order to obtain an Ethereal Plus item is you have to use an item that is at least a plus 20 enhance. Once you use a plus 20 enhance, you will need, depending on the item, a set number of additional ethereal items of that same grade equipment. So for instance, for a helmet, obviously I have it at plus 30. You don't need that plus 30. The minimum is plus 20. But essentially, when you have a plus 30 item in there for my helmet, for instance, I'll have to use 5 additional ethereal helmets to include in there. And once I do that, it'll then be a combination of gold and lapis that I have to use in order to get that ethereal plus item.
Now,
yes.
Is it 5 pieces for every piece, or is it...
It is not. So if I take out the helmet slot in there, for instance, the weapon, I believe, since I think we were talking a little bit about it, I think weapons are one of the most sought-after pieces for ethereal items. So for weapons, you're only going to be requiring 4 items to use to combine in there. The same goes for accessories as well. So only 4 other accessories required. But since the armor... you probably accumulate a lot of while you're trying to get other ethereal pieces, since there's more in there. We'll take just 6 pieces then to use. And so by combining all those in there, I'm going to go ahead and use that. Ethereal Plus, proceed. And
people are already yelling at you to make it easier. Already.
I'll do my best to... what? What?
So what was the cost for that? I know you kind of like...
So the cost, I think it was like 23 million, and I think it was like 8,000 lapis, something like that in that ballpark. But I mean, it was 20 million, yeah. So, but even still, if you saw though, when I did get a plus ethereal, it gave me like an additional like 20,000 CP, something like that. And also too, as you can see here, the maximum enhance value now for an Ethereal Plus item is an additional 5 levels. So we have a maximum of 35 that you can then get. So...
people are very upset with you.
Yeah.
See, this is why I don't deliver this.
Well, that's fine. No,
I let you do it.
No,
And then I take their side and berate you.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, if you can't stand the heat, get away from the fire, right? Is that what they say?
I don't think that...
If you can't take the heat, you should be wearing heat resistance clothes.
That's the one.
Yeah?
That's the one, right? I think that's the one, right?
Nailed it.
Alright, so then now that we have our newly acquired Ethereal Plus piece, we can now do gem absorption. So what gem absorption does is it will require a plus 10 gem of yours, and then a minimum of a plus 40 opal. And then what this will do is, if you see here, I'll go ahead and use my plus 10 crit gem, and then I'll just use a random plus 50 opal. Now, obviously, like I said, the minimum is going to be a plus 40 opal. The higher the opal enhance value, not only will it be more expensive, but you will get actually more stats from the crit item, right? Or from whatever gem that you put in there. So for instance, we're going to do, so it's going to be 80 million gold, 8,000 apiece, plus 10 crit rate gem, and then a 50. By putting those in there, you're going to see the...
80 million gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? We good? Sure. I'm going to show you again. There it is.
Okay.
So, here on the screen, as you see, it'll be plus 50 opal plus a crit rate. Will give you a crit rate of 35,000 or 3,500 onto your piece of gear. A few things to note here is that the plus 10 gem that is being used on this gem absorption will be removed from your inventory. So essentially what you're doing is you're going to be sacrificing the gem value of what you're putting inside of your gems and stuff like that, and then putting it into an actual either weapon or piece of equipment. So this, you have to really kind of, I guess, choose what you're wanting to do. Because if you have a plus 10, gem in your gem slot already, you kind of have to measure, like, do I have either a replacement to put into those gems since I'm going to be using that gem for an Ethereal Plus, or do I want to wait? It's kind of like you have to kind of weigh your options, because you just have to realize that that gem is going to be gone. You will get that benefit though from it being a gem absorbed into your gear, but just all I'm saying is that having a backup gem to put into your actual gem inventory is going to be something you might want to be aware of before you actually proceed with this. Mm-hmm. Something else to note is that the higher rate, or the higher enhanced version of an opal that you use will provide more of that stat. So let's say if I had like a 119 or whatever, I can put that in there and it'll give me more crit rate than 3500. So based off of the level of your opal that you're putting in there with the plus 10 gem, you'll get increased stats of that version. So let's go ahead and accept that.
And once you attach it, it's done.
Yes.
You can't take it back.
Yeah, the gem will be...
the gem is gone.
Yeah, the gem... Yeah, essentially the gem is just transferring over stats into the piece of equipment then. So... yeah, and that's... those are pretty much the two things for Ethereal Plus, is that you'll need additional Ethereal equipment that you're using to get that piece of equipment, and then you'll need a plus 10 gem and a minimum of plus 40 opals to put inside of those gem absorption requirements. So,
well, everybody seems to love how much everything's priced at, so I'm sure this will be a smashing success.
I think so too. Yeah. I feel like it'll be pretty good.
Yeah. But so people don't continue to have coronaries about the Lapis cost. Mm-hmm. Maybe you want to talk about maybe some of the Lapis changes that are going on?
Yeah, so...
unless you have a rhythm already that I just...
I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter, you already threw it off, man. You already threw it off. So, what we're trying to do, because since there are so many now more places to use Lapis, is we're trying to give more access to Lapis now. So, within World Bosses now, World Bosses have had a increase in the amount of Lapis that we're giving. So now in a World Boss encounter, for every time you go through a World Boss, you'll get, I believe it's 1 to 10 Lapis now, so a maximum of 10 per run. And then for rewards now, for specific boss rankings, we've increased the amount of Lapis that you're getting. So the obviously the number 1 spot has been increased to 1,500 from 1,000 Lapis, and the top 100% at the very bottom has been increased from 100 Lapis to 200 now in the next update. So giving it a little more there, as well as a little more per encounter with world bosses. Also, we've increased the amount, not only the amount of Lapis, but the occasion on when it pops up inside of the black market. I can't tell you, all the Lapis that I have, I've accumulated mostly through going through the black market. I think I've seen a maximum of at least 3,000 Lapis showing up in there, 5,000 Lapis in there. Obviously, they'll be pretty pricey with carrots and stuff like that too, but it's going to be just, like I said, we're trying to implement more...
Why don't you refresh a couple times, see if you can get one to pop up.
Let's see. Let's see.
Can players vote on this update? No, sorry. And I know somebody said that this was a April Fool's Day prank. It's not.
So here we have 2,000 Lapis in there, and that's going for 3,000 carrots. Yeah, I mean, I know it's a little bit pricey, but I mean, you have to realize though too, it's a new set of gear that you're working towards. You know, even during back when the original Ethereal got released, there was a lot of people that were always saying like it's really difficult to get, and now. Which we'll kind of talk about a little bit later, is that we're trying to give also now more ways now of getting ethereal items, because we do realize that it is going to be kind of an uphill climb to get to that ethereal plus position, to get 5 pieces of another piece of or a similar gear, and then the P's requirement and stuff like that. So yeah, a little. I like how everyone's quoting me now. A little pricey.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, so good. So good.
Woo! Let's see. I will kind of talk a little bit about, though, now since we did kind of briefly mention just right now about implementing more ways of getting ethereal items, one new thing that we did do is inside of the special chest now, you'll have a chance of obtaining ethereal pieces. So by accumulating ethereal pieces, not only will you be able to these will also be able to, oh, there we go, I got one. What they'll be able to do is essentially for not only re-rolling affixes and stuff like that, well, for re-rolling affixes and whatnot, if you have an ethereal piece of gear, you'll be able to use that ethereal piece to get a 100% chance for the affix, and then I think it'll only cost gold at that point. So rather than spending carrots and what's called R tickets on some of those affixes and whatnot, you'll be able to get one of these and then basically use that and gold now instead of like, hard currency.
Right.
Another thing that we're doing too is inside of the combined section, you'll now be able to use carrots to fill out these the blank sections in your in your combined category, right? So for instance, for epic views, it'll be 45 carrots per slot then to fill those out. So if you only have 3, or since I only have 3 epic pieces in my inventory, I'm using those 3, and then I can basically spend an additional 225 carrots then to fill out all of those then. So by filling those out, it'll just ask me if I want to use that. Yes, and then I get a piece of gear. This one's going to be a bit of a doozy, but we also can do the same thing in legendary fuse though. So by using 300 carrots per tile in there, you can then bypass requiring any legendaries at all. Now, let me just show what the full thing is. Now, bear in mind, right, me and Nick kind of already talked a little bit about this before, where it was, it's kind of one of those things that are going to be more used for if you, accumulate maybe like 6 or 7 legendary pieces already, and then you can then plug in those additional slots or whatever with carrots that you've accumulated. So unless you just want to go full on crazy and just keep spending 3,600 carrots inside of those, I mean, you can, but like that's what I'm saying is it's more so going to be more useful for when you accumulate, 8, 9, or like 7 or 8 legendary pieces or whatever, and then you just need that couple more oomph to get over the hurdle of that, though, So,
I would seriously suggest not just doing that.
Yeah.
Right? It's only if you have, like Joe said, 1 or a couple of slots that you're like, I'm just going to be impatient.
Yeah.
I wouldn't spend 3,600 carrots to make an ethereal. That's just crazy.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying, that if you just need like, 2 slots, it's like 600 carrots.
Right, yeah.
Especially too if you're going to be needing a lot more of them to use for Ethereal Plus. Yeah. Right. I mean, it is what it is with that. So, let's see. What else did I want to cover with ethereal items? We're going to go over here. Actually, we'll go to... so like I did mention, is that you can then use your ethereal, just any ethereal piece in general to do this, but with the enhanced pieces now, you can actually use those to plug in there, and it'll just be used for a gold value now. So, but let's go ahead and re-roll these values so I can kind of show you guys the numbers in there. So as you can see here, the current earring piece that I have has a HP of 8898 and additional damage of 1.42. So if we see, we're going to go ahead and change those. And then the effects went down. So now as you can see, the numbers are white in there, indicating that it's the lowest value that you can get. If you see here over on the right side of, right next to the current roll value effect, you'll see that it'll be a base of 1199 and then up to 100,000 then over on that side. So let's go ahead and re-roll this a couple times. I'll go ahead and keep it there. So it's basically kind of giving you just a color reference for like, orange is the legendary, so those are like legendary stats, or if you want to keep re-rolling to try to get 2 ethereal stats, maybe you'll be lucky enough to try to eventually get those in. So and then as someone pointed out, the R ticket reduction too, I believe it was 3 R tickets you have to use. Now it's only going to be 2 R tickets in order to re-roll on those. So I know there's a lot of changes coming to ethereal, and yeah, it's going to be quite a doozy. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Ethereal Plus gear over here, man? Yeah.
I mean, I understand why, but I can kind of see like both sides of it, right? Like I could see kind of the flip side of the free-to-play players that are just like, man, this is a pain, right? But I understand why they did it. I mean, the stats are cool, and I think the additions are cool. The prices are a little crazy for me. You know, I'm always happy to be here, man. I have to frown when I'm gonna give a unfriendly opinion of something. You know, I understand the desire to what they were going for, right? Like, that's a lot, man. From a person who I don't like spend money on this game.
Of course.
I'm a free to play player. I probably won't see one of those pieces, right? Unless I dump everything into that.
Right.
And then it's like, what happens when I get something that I don't want? Right? Then I have to sit there and re-roll all this stuff and try and get your stuff perfect, and then, you know, it's really it's a lot, right? So I get it, you guys, you know, but I understand, you know, and in terms of like, understand, right? It's a fine balance, because this stuff can't be easy to get, right? Even for a pay to win, right? It's still going to cost you, right? Like, it can't be easy to get, because, you know, you free to play players, you guys are kind of hardcore, man. Like, if we made it easy to get, in the first week, some of you guys would have, you know, 3-4 pieces of that stuff. And then it's like, okay, 2 weeks later, then you're saying, hey, where's this new content? We're bored already, right? So we have to make it, a difficult challenge, right? What I would like to maybe see is if we're going to make these things so resource dependent, maybe instead of raising level caps and making that gear obsolete in a couple of months, maybe we just extend out content. Okay. Right? So it's like, okay, I have to grind for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to get a piece of this gear, and by the time I get all of this stuff, they're probably going to increase the level cap, and now all my work is basically, you know, not for nothing, but it's obsolete, right? Sure. But if I can take a piece and know, all right, for the next, you know, it may take me 2 months to fill out all of these gear slots, but this gear is going to be the best gear in the game for the next 4, 5, 6 months, right? Then maybe you could change a little bit of minds and maybe justify the costs for what they are. Grinding is slow. Like I said, I don't spend money on this game. I absolutely know grinding is very slow, and it becomes tedious, right? But if, you know, like for me, okay, right? Like, I play a lot of games, as I'm sure a lot of our viewers do, right? But if I have to take, we'll be extremely generous and say a month, right? Sure. Of nonstop free-to-play playing, to be able to fill out, say, half my gear, right? Right. If it's going to be obsolete in 3 months, why am I going to spend all that time to do that? Sure. Right? Sure. You know? So, I get it, guys. I really do. You know? But, again, my rationale just playing devil's advocate is it's got to be something difficult, because if it's not something difficult, then you guys are going to be done with it really, really quick.
Yeah.
Right?
And I know there's a lot of people saying like, well, what? How does it make sense to grind like, months and months for just one piece? I mean, but that's what kind of like Nick's going back to, is saying, is that it's, as it being the newest tier of equipment coming out, there has to be some sort of, factor there to make it, sought after. It can't just be easy access. So, I mean, yeah, we get it. This is the first time like we're really showing this off too. So.
Well, yeah. Can you show off some of the reroll costs for the Ethereal? And Purifier, I understand what you're talking about in terms of WoW rating. I used to do a lot of WoW rating, but the difference is like, how much difference do you see on your stuff, right? Like, say you're raiding in WoW, and you finally get that trinket that you're just grinding for, right? You've been raiding for 6 months, and you're missing a trinket, which was the story of my life in that game. Once you get that trinket, the market difference over what you were doing was such that you really valued it. You probably overvalued it, right? I just don't see that sort of trend. I don't see that jump here. Like, I don't know. I understand that it's strong and you can put a lot of stuff on it. I get it.
Right.
I can't do it.
No, I feel it, man. And I mean, and that's the thing, though. I mean.
Well, that's kind of what I was. Sorry, that's kind of what I was saying. Windrider, right? Is like the difference, but in WoW, like that difference is fairly significant, right? But if you can't really notice a market improvement, right? Like I could kind of understand where there's a lot of anger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I feel like I kind of stole the thunder.
No, but I mean that's good. I mean, but you provide like an insight into that. You kind of open up the, I don't want to say the eyes or the minds, but I mean you provide that kind of like additional view on it, though. You know what I mean? So, and like I don't know. I don't want to obviously give false promises, but in terms of how we see how the update is perceived when it goes into a live environment, maybe we'll adjust the cost from there on out and stuff like that. But yeah, sorry guys, sorry Nick.
No, you don't have to apologize. I mean that's the thing is this is the direction that we feel the game should be taken in. Sure. And that's that's what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. I'm just I can understand that. I can understand the frustration. As a player, I think both of us can understand what the frustration are, right?
Of course.
As being a person in this industry that kind of knows how some of these things get handled, I understand why the changes are made. And I understand why the difficulty is there, mm-hmm. right? So I hear your point. I can empathize with the anger and the sentiment that, oh, well, this is just, going to be a cash grab, right? But I can also kind of see the flip side of it, right? So, hopefully you guys can get in. Maybe, maybe at some point, obviously we can't speak for developers or our producers or stuff like that, but, maybe at a point, like, you come in and, people are that outraged, right? Mm-hmm. And they see it, and maybe they scale down some numbers.
Right.
It just happens. John is here. He's just behind the desk doing the tech stuff.
Let's see. So, now that we have that very hot topic out of the way, though...
See, this is why I just try and troll and ruin the show, because...
oh, man.
Can you answer Tone Dog, please? Yeah. You have to buy Ethereal Plus. Can you explain to him real quick the Ethereal Plus pieces?
Yeah, so Ethereal Plus pieces... Let me just go over here to combine. Essentially, you'll need a plus 20 piece of equipment. plus 20 piece of ethereal equipment, and then once you use that piece, you'll for a weapon and accessories, you'll need 4 additional of that same piece of equipment, so a weapon, and then for armor, you'll need 5 other pieces of equipment in there. Plug them in there, and then it's a combination of gold and lapis.
Yeah, a lot. You know, but
you could say pricey, a bit pricey,
a little steep,
a little
steep,
a little pricey, yeah. Oh man, whoo,
yeah, good times,
indeed. Let's see, little other miscellaneous things that we've done as well too is within the chest as well as craft. Or treasures and craft, we've implemented a new, so rather than having to, and this was something that, you know, was always a pet peeve of mine though, but having to consecutively push the enhance button, now we've just implemented a new button now that if you have the necessary funds, you can just level it up completely with one go, rather than having to constantly fill out that button, which was super annoying and super frustrating, and it always made my finger sore from having to consecutively do it. And then same goes for the, where is it? Craft as well, which is completely maxed out at this point though, but you get it though. Let's see. Speaking of the crafting system though, we did increase though the rate at which you can acquire legendary weapons and then epic weapons from both expert crafting and artisan crafting. So those have gone up pretty good. So hopefully that can, you know, close the gap a little bit when it's coming to, you know, getting ethereal weapons, because obviously the more legendary pieces you can acquire.
The ethereal enhanced stuff, can we get those out of gold chests?
Ethereal enhanced, I don't believe those are from gold chests.
They're only from the special
chest?
chest?
I want to say they're only from the special chest. If Pete's in chat, hopefully he can confirm that with us, but as far as I've seen, those are the only ones you can...
Metal Forever, we could check, but honestly, like, any ticket that's sent to support, they try to get back to you within 24 hours, but sometimes if there's a large influx of people, it's going to take them a little bit more. So I would wait, give it, you know, a day or two more. If they don't contact you, you can reach out to us on Facebook or on our Twitter, and we can take a look for you.
And then, yeah, you guys have already noticed too, but there now are accessory special chests now that you can pull from. So, but first, let me go ahead and pull some of these.
Yeah, I would say wait until Monday. If you haven't received anything by Monday, you can reach out to us on Facebook, and Joe and I will look into what's going on for you, if they don't get back to you.
Yeah.
Can we tell them when all this goes live?
Next week. I can't give an official date quite yet, but check it out next week, though.
Apparently we're Cancer. What kind of Cancer would you be?
Wow. Such a loaded question.
Zodiac Cancer.
Zodiac Cancer?
Wow.
I would be a toenail cancer. Is that a thing? You can get a WebMD? No?
No.
Is that a thing?
Toe cancer? I don't believe so.
Toenail cancer.
Oh.
Yeah. What a great great question, Nick.
Right.
Invigorating.
Yeah, that's great.
Breath of fresh air. Love it. Let's see, what else? Let me go ahead and transfer over to the Shadow Mage, who is currently rocking the new police outfit as well, too. Look at that guy. Now, let me ask you a question here, Nick.
Yes.
If you were to encounter a police officer, dual-wielding pistols like that, and has a avatar werewolf, how would you feel about that? How would you? Is that intimidating for you, or what? Like, what? How would you?
If a cop stopped me with a werewolf behind him, I would probably tell him.
But the werewolf is a partner, though. It's not a feral werewolf, okay? We don't just hire feral werewolves in the police academy, okay?
All werewolves essentially feral?
No, you can train them.
Really?
Yeah, they're actually very intelligent creatures. You train them, they stand upright,
Yeah,
Pulls their
that's the only like 2 qualifiers. They stand upright.
Yeah.
And they have thumbs, which they don't. Well, yeah,
He does. Yeah, come on, man, get out of here.
Wow.
Just say the details. What if I said them really slow? Okay. So what I have here is for the Shadow Mage. First off, his auto attacks are going to be slightly altered. So the auto attacks range, as far as how many people he can hit, as well as the faster animation for all of his auto attacks. So he's going to hit harder and hit wider.
Oh man.
What's so funny?
I'm just laughing, man. They are not. Nobody is liking any of our random crap today.
Everyone's just wrap it up.
Just so
wrap it up.
So
Get done with this thing. Auto attacks for Shadow Mages we're going to be, like I said, have a broader range, as well as the attack animations will conclude more quickly. The Awakened Altered will be receiving a buff. The original buff that he received was 50%. We're increasing it now to an 80% buff now that the avatar will be getting for damage. And then the following abilities, your EX ability, and I could never pronounce Gestupinette.
We even
G-Quell.
Oh my god.
We're just gonna call it G-Quell. God, that's a pretty complicated word. So EX ability, the G-Quell blue and red versions, G-Hammer blue version, Shadow Blind red and blue are all going to be doing more damage across their attacks. So rather than it doing an explosive attack at the end of their, I believe they're like 3 attacks, they're going to be more so spread out through all the attacks. So rather than having to rely on that last attack to come through, you'll basically be doing more even spread out damage across all those attacks. And so, I think the 30% extra damage from the Awakened Altar is gonna be pretty significant. And then obviously the attacks being or his skills having more spread out damage rather than just having a big one at the end. I think we'll see kind of how Shadow Mage players are kind of liking those changes coming. I know Shadow Mages have been requesting for a lot of buffs or to make some changes to kind of make them a little more valuable. So we'll see kind of how these changes play out in the live scene.
Well, 1 second. I know I've seen a couple of people asking about any chances for ethereal meteorites. We haven't heard anything regarding anything like that. So as details come out, we'll obviously release it to you guys, but we haven't heard anything about ethereal meteorites.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and just I'll do a couple crash courses in what's called Tesseract Monster Wave, and or that could happen too. Mm-hmm.
Oh, did it crash?
Yeah.
Naturally.
Nice.
Nice.
Hey.
That's cool.
You get to see our awesome background on our iPad, though.
Yeah. That's cool.
Thanks, man. I am cool.
Well, I didn't say you were cool. I said that's cool.
The situation was cool.
Okay. However you want to do it.
Oh man. Jinx.
Yeah.
So let's see.
You actually can play the PC MMO for Kritika without being in Korean. There's a couple of places you can actually download the game. I mean, the game is going to be completely in Korean, but you can actually play it if you're in the States or something like that.
All right, take 2.
Now they're trying to butter me up, telling me I look thinner. No, I don't. No, I don't. It's because I shaved off like 10 pounds of beard.
Fix the Berserker. What specifically about the Berserker do you guys feel needs to be addressed?
I see a lot of people saying fix the Berserker.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a event thread happening in the forums. Players can share their opinion on the balance of the previous characters in the game.
Oh, okay.
So,
There you go.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
So yeah, go to the forums. There's an event in there where you can share your thoughts about the characters. what needs to happen, what needs to change. I don't know the exact details of what you get for participating in that, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, so
I know they actually did get a new community manager.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, hopefully there can be, you know, some faster responses and stuff for you guys.
Bam. Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, I saw a couple people already kind of notice the range at least looks a little bit
I love you,
bigger.
Matt. You're awesome.
On a,
Awesome.
oh my god.
Oh, man.
You got some fans in here, man. You loving it.
No, that was a great comment. I appreciate good comments. I appreciate that.
As opposed to the bad ones.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, man.
Is it just me, or are you guys seeing the stream okay? Is it hiccuping at all for you guys? In the sense of the gameplay.
So Shadow Mage looks like the T-1000 from Terminator 2 in that cop outfit.
Oh, he does!
Is it just me? I'm pretty sure he looks like the T-1000. What just happened? Oh, man.
All right, hold on.
So good. So good.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Is there anything we can check out though on our end, John, to see if it's streaming or if it's lagging a little bit?
Has to do with the Wi-Fi.
Crazy.
John, go start kicking people off the Wi-Fi.
Everyone off.
Dude, that T-1000 comment kind of broke me though. That was good.
Yeah?
Nah.
Get off Cornhub. Nah. It's funny.
That's actually pretty good, yeah.
Who's the new CM? I don't even remember his name. I know I'm terrible.
Dang.
What was it, Chris? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, he'll be in the forums. Go say hi to him. I'm sure he's a very nice individual.
Christopher? Yeah. That guy.
Yeah. You know, it's good.
Wait, what did you know before? What?
I don't know, man.
Did you pre-order the Telsa Model 3?
No, but it's like
Tesla
super.
model?
It's like super cheap. I might actually get one.
There you go. All right.
Trade in my fancy Hyundai.
I heard of
So-
the 30,000 or something.
Yeah, it's like 35.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yes, suggestions.
So if you're losing guild battle entries, you may want to contact support. Yeah, for you guys that are giving us all your suggestions about how to improve Berserker, they're running an event on the forums. I'll have John post the link. It's right there in chat. Oh no, that's the support link. We'll give you the forum link. You can go into that forum event, leave your thoughts, and participate.
Someone feels the cop uniform looks like it's a costume you'd wear when you show up to a party and just start dancing for people. Are you calling the Shadow Mage a stripper? Then is that essentially what they're saying then in a nutshell?
Yes.
Okay. Does G-Hammer look weaker now?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Look.
Wow. Wow.
Oh wow.
All right. I mean, we can go in that direction, I suppose.
No, you don't have to pay for the update. Updates are free. And it will be coming next week. If the Shadow Mage is a stripper, then what does... Whoa,
Whoa.
what... I'm just a poor boy.
You're a skinny Mac.
Nobody loves me. Skinny Mac. That's what everyone. Yeah, that's what I was referred to as before. Yes.
You're a skinny Mac.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well,
I believe the proper term is working elf.
Oh yes,
Okay.
that's what it is. I guess in the sense of Tower Tribulation, the new things coming to the Tower Tribulation is that it's been increased for 10 additional floors. So the max currently right now I believe is 50, so it's going to be going up to 60. And then, so with that being said, the max now opal that you can acquire, skill opal that you can acquire is 119. I believe the other just special stat opals only still go up to 99, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, who's the last boss? Ooh, that I don't know. On account of I haven't been able to get up to that top floor, though.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Good for you, man.
Unless, Pete, do you know if who the boss is on that last floor, then? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing.
And or if the tower will be reset. I'm not sure if the tower is going to get a reset, though, so.
Yeah.
And yeah, no new wave and monster wave.
Yeah.
It's only,
Again, like, I think we explained this the last show. Like, even if there was a new monster wave level, you guys wouldn't be able to access it because they go off the ones. Right? So we would have to raise the level cap. So I would say once we raise the level cap to past 71, then there's probably going to be another monster wave. Where's the new post for the new CM? I don't know if they made an introductory post. I'm not in charge of those guys. So, I don't know. Boycott the update? Okay. No level cap, please. There is no level cap increase with this update. Let's see. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
No level cap update. Is there a talk at all? Even if there was, I mean, we really wouldn't be able to tell you if that was something that would be coming or not, so.
Right. When is the update? The update should be sometime next week. Can we go over the pricing for the Ethereal, do Ethereal Plus again? I mean, sure. If you missed it, you'd like to see it again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more than willing to I just want to do a couple more runs with the Shadow Mage. And
you know what? We'll just go ahead and have John put it up in the chat. Yeah. So, do the devs listen to players at all? Yeah,
absolutely.
They do.
Yeah.
My house is on sale for this new update.
I mean, well, here, let me just say, though, understand, though, too, that, when, because going back to the comment with do the devs listen to players, it's like, we get a lot of suggestions, we get a lot of feedback, we get a lot of, people giving us different, like, oh, you should do this, you should do this. Understand, though, too, that in order for changes to take place, there has to be, like, the decision to make a change has to be across, like, multiple things. There has to be balance changes, all these things. For one person to say, oh, you should be doing this, like, it just wouldn't be a balance change to, like, make one alteration from one player suggesting something, because that's obviously just, the feedback of one player. So that's why it's, very important for a collective of, obviously doing the forum thing where, like, what do you want to see, so that we can get a better understanding of a collective hive mind rather than just an individual person saying, like, oh, do this, change this, because we make changes based off of just one person saying something, then that's, that's that. But, to get a collective group of people saying, like, oh, do this, at that point that'll make, our devs say, hey, people are talking about this, maybe we should look at it, or at least, and it won't come immediately. There's these things that have to, go through these different updates and whatnot. So, I guess that was my spiel. I wanted to say something about that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I see some people saying that we only listen to the pay-to-win players, and that's why this update came around. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think that really makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, if you're a pay-to-win player and you're already at the top of the game, why are you telling us to make more options for you to spend more money when you're already at the top, right? Mm-hmm. So, I don't necessarily subscribe to that. Please tell me. What?
Why? It's really, really choppy right now.
Can you explain what the gem absorb is one more time for the people who are just coming in?
Of course. So the gem absorption, essentially what that's going to do is when you get an Ethereal Plus item, you'll then have a chance to, or you'll then have the ability to do gem absorption. So what that's going to do is take a plus 10 gem of yours with a plus 40 minimum opal. And by putting those two into a Ethereal Plus item, you'll basically get the benefit of what the gem offers. So if it's a plus 10 crit gem, depending on the level of opal that you use, anywhere from 40 to 119, you'll get stats based off of that and whatever gem you're putting inside of that.
CC Lion, I would say for a 250k CP player, I mean, 25 million gold really isn't that much, especially if you're using your sapphires, and you're like grinding out mastery levels, right? You could probably get, 40, 50 million gold a day, right? So the gold really isn't the issue. The lapis are going to be probably the issue, but because we're going to be raising the lapis that you get from certain game modes, it won't be as daunting as it currently is. Let's see.
And who knows? Maybe we'll start doing maybe putting lapis in for like hot time rewards and stuff like that. We'll do everything we can, guys, to adjust to obviously if there's going to be more ways to spend certain resources. I think we've been pretty good in the past about adjusting to those costs and whatnot, and try to give not only more ways in game of doing stuff, but maybe through our end of doing different stuff. Maybe in the future when we do rewards and stuff like that on the stream, maybe we'll bring back the wheel and put lapis on there or something like that. So understand, we'll do everything that we can on our end to help you guys out. Like Nick has said, prior to not only this update but throughout other updates, is that since we aren't the development, we don't have a real say so in what's going out right now with this stuff. But the best we could do is to make the adjustments as necessary, and hopefully try to, because me and Nick are all about helping you guys, getting you guys as many opportunities to get rewards or get out there and experience more of the game. So we completely understand where everyone's coming from and whatnot. So what's up?
So Shadow Lion, you get the ethereal enhancement pieces out of the premium chests. And then somebody, oh man, I forgot that last question.
What's up?
I don't remember. Yeah. Let's see. What's this? Can you please explain 10 reduced carrots for each fail at 90%?
Oh, yes, I will.
Go ahead and explain that.
So essentially what that is going to be is when you enhance a piece of equipment only using gold, for every fail that you come across with gold, the carrot price for that will be reduced every single time. So I think it goes up to I think it's a maximum of 60%. So it starts off as a base value, and then every fail that you get will just give you will reduce the price then of the carrot cost for that enhanced level up to 60%.
Okay. Two things. I remembered the previous thing.
Okay.
Metal Forever, glad to see that you're enjoying Dungeon Link. And Hat McGee, if you want to send fan art, you probably will have to submit it either through the Facebook page or the forums. So you could send it to those guys.
Dang. What was the other one?
I already said it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Metal Forever saying that he started playing Dungeon Link after our last trip.
Ah, okay.
And he dug it, so that's cool. Do the buff skills cancel out opals that provide the same bonus?
Do the buff skills cancel out opals that provide the same buff? Can you elaborate on that? Transfer away. On the 4th or 5th fail, is it 10% of the current price or the original price? I believe it's the original. So it'll start, I think it's like 10%, and then I think it like slowly starts gradually building up to 60, but it'll all be based off of the original price of what the carrot enhanced price would have been normally. So the buff skill that adds to the crit damage and the opal that does the same, do they add up or cancel out? Ooh, I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you on that one, Rin Rider. I'm not entirely sure about that one.
So, Brainwash, Detective, and Diggy kind of have a similar question. Yes, there are plans for new characters, but we really can't discuss any of that stuff for you guys.
Oh, there you go, Rin Rider. Looks like they do add up. Gameville KT just confirmed that with us then.
Wow. Who's Gameville KT?
I believe that's Pete.
Is it?
Yeah.
No?
I believe that's not Pete. That's Scott.
Oh. With just a very, they add up. Wow.
Oh, they do. I'm trying to climb these tower floors really quickly. They're getting pretty difficult though, man.
Right.
Getting pretty difficult.
Oh, man. I think I like the wolf thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why did the developers throw away the character interactions? What do you mean, Wrathgear? Gonna rob a bank for the update? Don't do that, man. Then you go to jail.